Hi, I just wanted to do a quick video today, doing a little bit of satin stitch and long and short stitch, kind of a shading look with this silk I'm using. This is my Floral Wreath pattern done in silk. I've just been having fun with it, changing little bits of the design, but this was kind of like a mental health piece for me, just to kind of grab some fun colors and just do whatever the heck I wanted. So I'm using this silk from the Thread Gatherer. I think you guys have probably seen me showing it off on Instagram. It's really soft. It's like a treat, you know what I mean? It's definitely more expensive than using cotton, and I wouldn't use it for every piece, but it sure is nice to use. So it's a 12 ply. Oh, I don't have all my colors. I didn't plan this video at all. I was just like, let's pull this out. So it's 12 ply. It kind of separates into like three. Usually it separates into three. Come on, guys. Where's my three? I'm going to do the other end instead. Maybe it'll behave better. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Here we go. Here you can see the three. Ta-da! This is an actual thing. Three. And each of those, if I pull this apart, so each of the three is actually 4 individual strands of silk. So you get a lot of bang for your buck if you're going to use a single strand. If you just use a solid 12 strands, like a thick piece, you're going to go through it pretty quick. But if you're doing like really fine detail stuff, like here I'm using a single strand on this leaf and the flowers. Here I used 4 strands, so one of the 3 of the chunks, so like a third of a strand. Sorry, that was really confusing. Hopefully you're following along with that. So I think... Did I use? I'll have to look. I think I used a full strand for the berries. It was the only thing I used, an actual full 12 strands. Let's see. Let's see if we can investigate here. Yeah, I did. So you can see it's really thick. And you can see the difference on here, hopefully, with this natural light, that this is like much more poofy and thicker than here where it's thinner. Anyways, let me stitch. This is boring, listening to me talk, huh? So what I actually want is some green, which I didn't pull out. Ah, here we go. So here's my green, and the washer just stopped. That's nice. I should have closed the door. Okay, so I'm going to do some of these leaves here. I'm doing them in 2 strands. Why 2? That's just what I started doing, and I kept up with it. So that's what we're going to do. So I have someone that's been messaging me, and I've been meaning to make her a video with satin stitch, whereas I don't have any satin stitch videos up, so here we go. And it's up to you how many strands. Like this is satin stitch too with the 12 strands, and you can convert this basically to cotton too. It's it's double basically. So hopefully that made sense. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm so organized, and I went to yoga this morning, so I'm kind of yoga stoned right now. I'm all chill. Okay, I'm just gonna anchor this, and here we go. So I'm starting over here. I start in the middle of my shape, so I'm doing this little leaf shape here. Okay. And it's, like every single other stitch, it's about tension and it's about practice. I'm just going to go back and do another stitch right next to it. And you can go back and forth on either side of the center, or do the right side and then the left side, or whatever. I used to try to do some fancy stuff where I would use less thread by kind of going back and forth and not having to do like... Because basically you're using double the amount of floss that you're actually seeing from the front. And, but really I don't know. It didn't look as good, and it was actually more work, you know? So I don't do that anymore. Unless I'm at like the very end of a piece of floss and I am too lazy to get a new piece, then I'll do it. So I don't know, I'm not giving much instruction here. You just do it. Back and forth, you know? So there's my little leaf shape. It looks like I left a little gap here, so I'm gonna sneak in a little piece here. There we go. And you can see that. You can kind of see I messed up. Like it's a little puffier there. If you want to like take all your stitches out and redo it when you mess up like that, go for it. You know, it'll ultimately look nicer, but for my purposes, I don't care. Looks nice enough. So this is just satin stitch. Pretty simple. It's back and forth, lining it up. It's very meditative, very relaxing. Takes a long time, right? I mean, right now I'm using the 2 strands of floss, so it's not too bad. But I'm going to show you some of this flower here. So I don't know, I've gotten a little bit of interest in a kit with these colors and this pattern. Not a huge amount, so I'm still on the fence if I'm going to bother. But if you're interested, let me know. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Now, for over here, you can see I'm doing the single strand, and I'm doing 2 different colors. And this is basically long and short stitch. It's not like super regular, like one long, one short, one long, one short. It's more random, to give it, I guess, more of a natural look, like random but balanced, if that makes any sense. So for this, I'm using a single strand. You can see it's like super, super duper skinny. Here's some cotton as a comparison. So here's a single strand of cotton. And ooh, oh my. If I can grab it. I guess they look pretty similar, don't they? I don't know, on the website it says it's like twice as skinny. Let's see. If I grab like a full thickness. I'll do this later. I'm sorry, guys. I keep getting distracted. Okay, let's see here. Gonna anchor. And you can see I'm using a stand. It's not something I usually use, just for videos, because otherwise you guys would get totally motion sick watching me do this. Okay, whoa. All right, so I'm going up through the previous color. Oops. That's what happens if you don't do a good job anchoring. Pull your thread out. I swear I'm a professional. I'm actually not a professional, by the way. Self-taught. Don't know what I'm actually doing. Making it up as I go, which I suggest you do too. It's how you learn, right? Okay. So we're gonna go up through the previous stitches into the edge of your little leaf shape, whatever you're working on. Sometimes I do it like in a row. Other times I bounce around. I'm sure there's a right way to do it. I just go with whatever feels right at the time. If you go up through the... Oops, I've hit some kind of snag here. Oh yes, I have a knot. There it goes. If you go up through the previous stitches, it's a smoother look than if you go down, if that makes sense. So instead of, you know, we come up through the stitches rather than going up at the outline and then down through the stitches, because it looks smoother this way. And I'm not necessarily piercing through the previous thread. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know, this thread's so skinny, it's kind of hard to exactly pierce it. So I'm kind of going in between the previous stitches. So that's what that looks like. And this is the same thing I did with the flowers, with the white and the pink there. And it takes a long time. That's kind of why I was doing it, just to kind of have a nice piece to just spend a little time on and practice my stitching and relax. So that's what I know. Satin stitch, long and short stitch. What else do we have here? This I'm just doing detached chains, and these are back stitches. I don't know if these have a name, it's just making flowers. I don't know. Some French knots. This is kind of fun doing the details, and yeah, good times. Thanks for watching. If you guys have suggestions what you'd like to see, I have some stuff planned for later, but if there's anything in particular you'd like to watch me stitch, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Okay,